wine toasters, and our distinguished guests. Today I will be reading you a story called 4 Wives. Sit back and journey with me. There was a rich merchant who had 4 wives. He loved his 4th wife the most and adorned her with rich robes and treated her to delicacies. He took great care of her and gave her nothing but the best. He also loved his 3rd wife very much. He was very proud of her and always wanted to show her off to his friends. However, the merchant was always in great fear that she might run away with some other man. He loved his 2nd wife too. She was a very considerate person, always patient, and in fact was the merchant's confidant. Whenever the merchant faced some problems, he always turned to his 2nd wife, and she would always help him out and tide him through difficult times. However, the merchant did not love his 1st wife. She loved him deeply, but he hardly took notice of her and neglected her totally. One day, the merchant fell very ill. He knew he was going to die soon. He thought about his luxurious life and said to himself, "Now, I have 4 wives," this is how he starts, "but when I die, I'll be alone. How lonely I'll be after my death." He asked his 4th wife, "I loved you the most. I loved you the most, endowed you with the finest clothing, and showered great care of you. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company wherever after I die?" He expected her to say yes, but she answered, "My dear husband, I know you always loved me, but you're going to die. Now it's time for me to separate from you. Goodbye, my dear." The answer cut like a sharp knife right in his heart. He called his 3rd wife to the sickbed and begged her to follow him in death. He said, "My dear, you know how much I loved you. Sometimes I was afraid that you might leave me, but I held on to you strongly. My dear, please come with me." "No, dear husband, how can I follow you? You loved me only for your own selfish sake. Life is so good over here. I'm going to remarry when you die," replied the 3rd wife. The merchant's heart sank and turned cold. He then asked the 2nd wife, "I always turned to you for help, and you always helped me. Now I need you to help me again. When I die, will you follow me and keep me company?" The 2nd wife replied with tears in her eyes, "My dear, I pity you, and I feel sad for myself, but I'm sorry, I can't help you. I just can't help you out this time. I can only accompany you until the graveyard." The answer came like a bolt of thunder, and the merchant was devastated. 3 wives had refused to follow him after his death. Now he recalled that he had another wife, his 1st wife. He had not cared for her very much. He treated her like a slave and had always showed much displeasure with her. He now thought that if he asked her to follow him to death, she would certainly say no. But his loneliness and fear were so severe that he made the effort to ask her to accompany him to the other world. The first wife gladly accepted her husband's request. You're my first wife. My dear husband, she said, I will go with you. Whatever happens, I'm determined to be with you forever. I cannot be separated from you. The merchant looked at his first wife very closely. She looked sick, and from neglect and malnutrition. Greatly grieved, the merchant regretted, I should have taken better care of you. And then he died. Actually, we all have 4 wives in our lives. The 4th wife is our body. We love our body day and night. We keep it clean, well-dressed, and well-fed in the same manner that the merchant kept his 4th wife. But unfortunately, at the end of our life, the body, the 4th wife, cannot follow us to the next world. No matter how much time and effort we spend in making it look good, it'll leave us when we die. Our 3rd wife, that 3rd wife stands for our fortune, our material things, money, property, fame, position, the job we all work hard to attain. We're attached to them. We're afraid to lose them, and we wish to possess even more. There's no limit. At the end of our life, these material possessions cannot follow us. The 2nd wife represents all of our near and dear ones, our parents, our sisters, our brothers, our wife or our husbands, relatives, friends. They're all helpful and sympathetic to us when we're alive. But no matter how close they were when we're alive, when we die, at the most, these people, all they can do is go as far as the graveyard or a cremation ground with tears in their eyes. The 1st wife is in fact our soul, often neglected in the pursuit of material wealth and sensual pleasure. But guess what? It's actually the only thing that follows us whenever we go. Let us cultivate and strengthen our soul now rather to wait until we're on our deathbed. Master Toastmasters.